used to grab for any sound like it might carry your name. A buzz on the table, a car in the rain. I trained my body to expect you in fragments. Half a ringtone, half a breath, half a reason you never gave me. Now I leave the screen dark, like I'm teaching myself hunger. Like if I starve the hope long enough, maybe it stops biting. But I still know the shape of every almost, and I hate that. There's a kind of leaving that doesn't make noise. It just changes the temperature of everything you touched. And I kept calling it confusion, because rejection felt too final to survive. I don't recognize my hands anymore. They don't shake the way they used to. They don't reach for the door. They don't write one more paragraph trying to sound calm for you. I don't recognize my mouth anymore. It says I'm fine, too clean, like the lie got dressed before I could bleed. And maybe this is what happens when someone leaves you with no ending. You don't move on, you just start becoming less available to the wound. I stop sleeping with the volume on, not because I'm healed, because I got tired of letting a silent phone raise my pulse like a hand around my throat. There's a cruel little peace in expecting nothing. At least nothing doesn't pretend it's coming back. I know I wasn't easy. I know my head made traps out of empty space. I know I asked for reassurance like a man asking fire to prove it was warm. But I also know this: you knew where I was wounded before you chose the knife. I'm not calling you heartless. That would make this simpler than it was. I think you were scared. I think I was drowning. I think we both knew, and only one of us said nothing. I don't recognize my hands anymore. They don't beg the way they used to. They don't hover over send. They don't try to bend your absence into something I can't excuse. I don't recognize my chest anymore. It goes quiet when it should scream. Like some part of me finally learned, not every ache deserves a shrine. And maybe this is what happens when love leaves without language. The body keeps the score. Then one night stops asking permission to close the door. I keep thinking about the last normal day. Not the last message, not the block, not the part where I realized I was talking to a wall that still had your face on it. The last normal day, when I didn't know. I should have memorized the way you said goodnight. When I didn't know there was a final version of your softness. That's what people don't tell you. Sometimes the ending happens before you know you're inside it. Sometimes someone is already gone while you're still making room for them. And by the time your heart catches up, you've been abandoned in past tense. I think that's where I'm now. Not healed, not angry enough, just finally tired in a way that doesn't Maybe that means they're learning. Maybe the reaching finally cost too much. Maybe the fire finally stopped flirting with burning. I don't recognize my heart anymore. It still hurts, but differently. Less like a wound, more like a room I don't have to keep entering. And maybe I'll miss you in some quiet, ugly moment. Maybe I'll almost call and hate myself for knowing the number. But tonight I turned the phone over, and nothing in me ran to save you from the truth you left me in. I don't know who I am without waiting for you, but I think I'm about to find out.